Welcome to Let's Talk About It, starring Asia and
Queen T, aka Ty.
And today we're just going to go through our brief introduction as this is our first episode. Introducing me, well, like I said before, my name's Asia Qualls. I'm 23 years old. My hobbies are writing, music, dancing, and researching. I'm kind of a nerd, as you guys might, I guess, explain. What about you, T?
Well, I would say my hobbies are, singing, kind of dancing, not so much dancing, but cooking, baking, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I got also a little business on the side, so, baking's really a big thing for me.
Tell us more about that business.
Bite size, well, it's something coming up. It's not nothing too big yet, but I'm working on it. I can't tell you too much more about it.
Right. Well, as we wait for Bite Size to come more in store, I want to announce my business. I'm also a founder of Greater Knowledge, a spiritual movement. I have a previous episode on Voice of Reasons about spiritual movements, well, my spiritual movement, so don't forget to check that out. However, today's topic is going to be about growth. As we're getting into our introduction in our first episode, I really wanted our first episode to be about growth because of how much we have grown until we got into this experience.
Yes.
For me, growth didn't start till I was 22. Mind you, I am 23. But for me, with growth, it took me to lose everything I thought was worthy for me to finally grow. It took me to a broken heart. It took me to lost friendships. I've even been homeless. I've been in a shelter, and I've even slept in a jail cell, believe it or not. So it took me to go through all those situations to really define and determine what growth was. Once I realized what growth was, it started off with self-accountability, taking action for the reason why I'm at where I need to be. Well, where I was supposed to be at the time before I could grow to where I needed to be. And I just feel like, I guess that's why I really wanted to make this our first topic. I wanted this to be our first episode because I really wanted to, access how important growth is.
Right, and also growth for me, was, I don't know, I guess I would start from being a child. Like, I was a quiet little girl to now I'm just so loud, and I guess, what age would I say I changed? 24.
24?
Around
Yeah.
24. I looked in the mirror. People say it's like that thing you don't, well, you can do, but you really don't do. You look in the mirror and you tell yourself how beautiful you are. You change your mindset. It really does change your mindset when you look at yourself and tell yourself how beautiful you are. You
Right.
believe in it. It really does change your mindset. But so far from that,
Right. I mean, it's just too much to explain, so I completely understand the laughter.
Yeah, exactly. But, just so much running through my brain. Growth can come from so many things for me. I mean, I guess that quiet little girl growing up and being outspoken and inviting people in your life and them leaving your life and then they come back in and then they change your whole mindset once again. Growth is a lot. It is a lot. And it's hard to explain just one little part of growth because every part of life you're growing in some way. You just didn't know it or you do know it.
Right.
Some people don't even know they're growing. Or
Right.
There's so much you can do to better yourselves or grow.
Right. So basically what I'm hearing is we never stop growing.
No, we never stop
Every
growing.
time we reach the level to where we think we're supposed to be at, like, this is the level, this is where we need to be at, this is it for the rest of our life. Nope, there's always room for improvement. So you can never just stop growing. Whether if it's growing from a relationship, whether if it's going from an old situationship, whether if it's just growing from your old self. Growing up is such an important part of our life because it determines our life purpose. It determines where our success is supposed to be. It determines where we are heading in the future. Because if you don't grow, you don't change.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't understand that. They think just because you change, you're different or you're fake or this, that, and the other.
You should
but
never
no,
be
that's not
scared to change. Change
Never.
is always a good thing.
Change is inedible.
never
It's
fear
going to
it.
happen whether if you're on board or not.
Right.
And that's what I really wanted to get deep into. With growth, right? If it's growing from a friendship, right? If it's growing from a relationship, growth is personal. Your growth might not be the same as everybody else's growth. Your growth might not be the same. Your success might not be the same as everybody else's success. We all have our own goals. We all have somewhere we want to be. Let's not make modern society define what growth and success is.
Exactly.
We think that we're supposed to get a certain age and we're supposed to have a fence and a large house and a successful career, and that's it. We made it. There's no more changes. There's no time to improve. But no, that's not the case.
That's not the case.
For one, there's one main thing I really want to say is, for one, going to work 9 to 5 to make somebody else rich is not successful unless you're an entrepreneur. Unless you're an entrepreneur and you have your own business. For two, life is so much more than that. With growth, it's not just growing in your career or just growing as a person. It's growing as learning from your mistakes, learning from your lessons.
You got to go through things.
Exactly. You have. If it wasn't for pain, some of the lessons we learned, we may not have ever learned.
Exactly.
And just like the saying, I forgot who made that saying or where the saying comes from, but the greatest lessons of life are learned through pain.
Yeah, that is a good one.
They're learned through pain. Because there's one thing we will never forget, it's how something made us feel. I mean, we could go to a store, we could go to a restaurant and have excellent customer service. Yeah. We could go to Dillard's, we could go somewhere and just be treated nicely. And we just appreciate it so well because it's expected. But now if we go to another store and we get treated with poor customer service, if we get treated poorly, now that's gonna leave something on our memory.
Right.
So it's just like, although we appreciate the good, we're grateful for the good. The good is expected to come as long as we seek it. We will never forget the bad, because the bad is what changed us.
It's what helped you grow.
Yes, the bad was the lesson. So it's just, that's why I really, really wanted our first topic to be about growth. Me personally, and I know Tyrese, you could feel this too on your personal experience, but me personally, I have lost a lot of friendships. I have lost a lot of job and employment opportunities. I have lost a lot of opportunities just because I have grown out of them. And now when people say that, it's like grown out of them. Money changes people. You didn't?
No, I didn't see it that way.
And see,
and now I do. I kind of see how that you grow out of it.
That's you grow out of it. You mature the situation. You are above the situation. And that's why growth is my most favorite topic that I just really want to get out into the world, I guess. For everybody who follows me, also knows me as Pretty Brown. It's just, I really want you guys to know, criticism, good and bad criticism, accept it all. Accept it all. Because once you get into a certain alignment of self-awareness, you know how to deteriorate good energy from bad energy. You know what criticism is going to help me evolve and what criticism is just going to hold me back.
True.
So it's like being in this entertainment, me having my own personal business with greater knowledge, you having your own personal business with By Size, and us coming together as this Let's Talk About a TV show. It's just, we all have our own personal individual growth. Whether it's growing from a bad heartbreak, growing from your insecurities, or just growing from your childhood.
You pretty much can grow from anything.
Anything.
I don't know. There's just like so many things that you can grow from. Like, I don't know, change. Change is a way of growing.
Yes.
Losing someone, that's a way of growing.
Right. And I mean, for those who don't know, Queen T, aka Tyrese Ty, that is my older sister. And one thing we experienced the most growing up in the same household was changes.
Yep.
We didn't know if today was going to be rainbows and positive, or we didn't know if today was going to be hell. Everything was going to be our fault.
Right.
We used to be put in the blame for it. Steer clear. So it's like coming from my childhood and experiencing that, and to come into our adulthood with me being 23 and her being 26, growth is the most important part of our lives, because if we didn't outgrow our childhood, just imagine the insecure, bitter, low self-esteem women that would be sitting here right now. That's why growth is so important. But the next thing close to growth is self-love. Because you cannot grow without forgiving and loving self.
Yeah, that's true.
And see, people, they're so quick to be like, oh, I forgive that situation, or oh, I'm not thinking of that anymore, or oh, I'm over that. Even if you heal from the situation, and a very, very, very good friend of mine, I'm not going to say her name on TV, but a very good friend of mine has told me, you can forgive all who you want, but the main and most important person you need to forgive is yourself. We give everything to everybody before we give it to ourselves.
That's true.
We appreciate everything. We love you, this, that, and the other. Everything to everybody else but ourselves. But when it comes to ourselves, growth is our last priority. Forgiving ourselves is our last priority. Because we're so quick to try to make amends and make whatever bond better because we don't want to lose them. And I'm only speaking to my people with good intentions. Because, I mean, people with good intentions, malicious intents, all that, y'all know how y'all roll. Y'all know exactly how y'all roll in the game y'all going to play. And the universe is going to teach y'all one way or another. But I'm talking about people with good intentions. People who are there for you. Growth is always going to be a part of something important to your life. Because, I quote Erykah Badu a lot. You guys are going to realize that on this show. I am a huge, huge, huge Erykah Badu fan. But like Erykah Badu says, peace and blessings manifest with every lesson learned. I'm going to say that one more time. Peace and blessings manifest with every lesson learned. And with that quote, it comes from growth. You realize and you find yourself repeating the same cycle, same situation, different faces, different places, but it's still the same situation. It's because you're repeating a lesson that you have not learned or grown from yet. And that is the most hardest pill to swallow because self-accountability is the strongest aspect of yourself you can have. Not too many people have the courage to be like, you know what, that's my fault.
That's true.
Not too many people have the courage to fix what they broke. So self-accountability, self-awareness, being aware of your patterns, being aware of the toxic traits that you carry, being aware of the burdens, being aware of all that is the very, very first step of growth. You cannot change what you don't see a problem with. You have to see a problem with yourself first before you can acknowledge it. Just like with AA meetings, they say you have to admit that you're an alcoholic before you get over alcoholism.
You also have to grow and let people in and let people help you.
Yes.
Because if you don't let people in or let people help you, you won't grow.
Exactly.
You'll be stuck. Even though, you can constantly always grow. If you don't let someone in to help you, you're not going to change. Even if you're a good person, everyone needs to change just a little bit to make themselves better, but not 100% to make yourself better. I'm not saying like you got to change to be better or whatever.
But see, the word of change. People look at change and they switch from the nerd table to popularity table in high school. Change is nothing but growth.
Yes, that's all it is. It's not a bad thing. And people will label it as, oh, why do I need to change? There's no reason for me to change. I'm perfectly fine the way I am. And that's fine. You could be fine the way you are, but if other people are seeing you as another way and they're telling you constantly that this may need to change about you in order for you to be a better person or for us to be closer or anything like that, just take that in and listen and then look at yourself and
accountability.
Yeah, take accountability about
and that's exactly what it is. And like I say, with you being my older sister, we have learned a lot from each other.
I learned more from you than
I've learned more from you than you would ever know or recognize. Believe it or not. And I have seen you outcome and master situations. Situations I would have broke down on and let my lower vibrational side out. And seeing you being able to take that shift and love yourself, doing what makes you happy no matter how it makes anybody else feel.
Right.
Living for self. That's a main factor in the most important part of growth.
And it's not a selfish thing to live for yourself.
No, it's not.
because you have to care about yourself in order to grow.
I mean, you could tell me
You
off the
have to.
bat all the blessings, everything you have received, everything that has awakened your eye
So
since
much.
doing right by yourself.
Yes, yeah, it's true. That's
I know it is.
self-love.
I witnessed it and I applaud you. Like, self-love is crazy. Just imagine. Like, I really want to just imagine 4 to 6 months from now, you are focused on yourself. You are focused on your growth. And you are focused on your self-love. Imagine you becoming an entrepreneur. Imagine you starting your own business. I did it. I am a convicted felon. I became a convicted felon at 18 years old. I've been homeless 1,000 times. I've even survived a domestic violence relationship. And here I am right now on TV, speaking to you guys. Here I am with Greater Knowledge Business. Here I am trying to do best for my community. Here I am as I stand today to rise and bring up everybody that I can. Because that's how humble I am. I want us all to make it. Here I am doing it. If I can do it, no matter all the things I've been through since 8 years old, and here I stand today at 23, I can do it. You can do it too. Growth is a main factor to your success, a main factor to who you are going to be in 5 years from now, a main factor to the universe. You have to grow. You have to take self-accountability. You have to be aware of the intentions you are setting. The intentions you have for everybody. You have to have a good heart. Because I promise you, once you do, life, like, I laugh when I say this, like, life is just so much more beautiful. Yeah, we got chaotic things that's happening in the world. Yeah, when we turn on the news, we see this, that, and the other. But what about Ty?
Right.
Your personal, individual life. What is the growth you have seen? The positivity you have gained, and the more to come in the future.
It's so much because you're always growing, and from getting a job at 24, like first ever job, that's growth. First ever interview, got it somehow. Yeah, I don't know. Growth is crazy.
It is, and that what you saying that it brings me back to this part because you said your first job at 24. I just want to let everybody out there know that a timeline, it's nothing.
No, it's not.
You could be 18, you could be 17, you could be 27. Your life starts when you decide to wake up. Your life starts when you decide to have self-awareness, when you want to change. When you're tired of getting in your own way, said by one of my very good friends. When you're tired of getting in your own way, that's when growth kicks in. That's when life itself kicks in. You will be surprised, and I mean, not even surprised. You will be amazed at what you can accomplish just by being dedicated and loyal to yourself.
Right? You'll never need nobody else to be proud of you because you'll be proud of yourself all on your own.
Exactly.
Because you did it for yourself.
Yes.
it's I don't know, growth. Oh, it's just such a crazy thing. I don't know. There's
It's so much passion behind it.
There's so much. It's just too much. It's hard to explain. You explain it so well.
Yes, like, and that's why I'm saying, like, with so much passion behind it, it sometimes is hard to form into words. But trust me, I hear you, and I know what you're trying to say. Growth is amazing. And we will continue to grow until the day we die because there's always room for improvement. Does not mean you love who you are today any less than what you would love yourself 5 years from now. It just means that appreciate what you have and what's to come. It really do. And like I said, it took a lot. It took a lot, and it took a very, very long time for me to understand it. To understand the friends I thought I had that I had to lose. The support of family I thought I had betrayal, backstab, constantly just want to say, oh, I'm being a good person. Oh, I have a good heart. Something good has to happen to me. Not letting no traumatizing or chaotic situation change who you are and who your heart is. And I know we done said growth about 1,000 times during this episode, but I really wanted to instill this lesson into you guys' head as this be the first episode, as this be the anything that you guys ever take away from us. Never stop growing. You used to be surprised of where you could be 6 months from now, let alone a year. You don't know yourself, and I know a lot of people who don't know themselves. You don't have a talent. You don't have a skill. You don't even have a passion. Something you're willing to do for free. Just because you are spending the time indulging in that activity, you are filled with satisfaction. You don't care if you get paid. If you don't have one of those in your life, you don't know yourself. And how can you grow? How can you evolve? How can you expand the person you are supposed to be if you don't even know what you are or who you are? You are molded like clay. You are molded to this person you think you're supposed to be. This image you think you have to maintain. This life you think you have to keep up. Because society tells us this is what we are, this is who we are, this is what we do, this is how we do it. But no. Nothing in this world, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, nothing in this world is more important than being authentic to yourself. Never changing your personality, never changing your characteristic traits, always being a good person.
Stay true to you.
No matter what, exactly.
Stay true to you.
You got anything to add, T?
Well, you just about said it all. I mean, for me, it's hard to get all the words out because in my mind, every thought of every moment of growing in my life has like rushed through my brain. Like, what do I say? Do I say this? Do I say that?
Right.
Like, there's so much growth. I mean, like, that can go through a person's head. Like, okay, I grew from that. Oh my God, I grew from that. Like, in the moment of making this, I'm realizing I grew from this and I grew from that and I didn't realize I grew from this and that. And then you telling me and, well, you're not telling me, but you're just saying it.
I say your growth started when you started your job.
Yeah.
And she's understudying. She is being very humble right now, but Queen T is more than what she's making it seem to be. She is an assistant manager running for GM for a company. She has her own business and more creative business coming. And she's also a fantastic singer. So don't let Queen T fool you on this episode. She has a lot to offer and bring to the table. But slowly but surely, she's going to reveal herself, and I respect that.
Yeah, it takes a moment for me to come out of my shell.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like she said, just hang in there. I'll be more comfortable. You can tell she's very comfortable. She's so fluent with her words. As you can tell in my face, I am amazed by what she says. And I'm still amazed because I'm still learning. And if my little sister has to teach me the things, I'm going to go with it. Like, okay, I'll learn it.
Right. And me, those who know what numerology is or a life path, I am a life path number 9. So I have an old soul. I have a lot of wisdom in my past life. I had secret, sacred knowledge that I'm able to unlock easily in this lifetime. I just want to give back to everybody. I want to give back to the universe. I want to give back to my community. And I want to create. I want to create generational wealth for our great grandbabies.
Share the passion, share the love.
Right. And stay tuned for our next episode because our next episode will be about generational wealth. We're going to have different ideas about how to create generational wealth, how to build generational wealth, and just what you need to know to make sure that your great-grandbabies are safe. Again, until next time, thank you for watching Let's Talk About It with Asia and
Ty.
And we love you guys, and you guys have a great, awesome day. Mwah. Peace.